Okay, right. Good morning, all, and great to see a lot of you on. Okay, right. So, I take it, those of you who were on yesterday, for our sessions, that kind of thing. Hopefully, you guys picked up quite a lot in terms of, specifically the backtesting as well. You see, the whole trick with backtesting basically is the fact that what we need to do is we need to be able to, and the big thing is it comes with practice, but it's trying to spot while you're basically finding your entry positions, okay, um, where repeating cycles come up or where the most probable issue is coming in. You'd probably see, as soon as you set your entry, does it go straight to the stop and take you out from there? Do you maybe need to widen your stop slightly? Those type of things. Those things actually jump out when you start marking and doing your first back test. So that should give you ideas of tweaks that you need to make. And I tend to always kind of make side notes, of possible tweaks that I could be looking at. Um, but you saw the process I went through yesterday. I tried basically to see if I can. Um, okay, I'll answer you now on the moving averages, William. It's the standard ones basically, as always. Um, but yeah, getting back to the backtesting quickly. What I did basically is just, I tweaked around with stop loss settings to see if I can, minimize the distances and create more winners that way. In other words, it's shortening the targets. I also check what would happen if I go for smaller targets. Okay, and you can see the difference that comes into play, and how your cost of trading becomes more expensive as soon as you actually go for a smaller target as well. Okay, right now, um, the moving averages I'm using, okay, to give you a good idea. What we're looking at is we're going with the standard ones. Now, the purple one we're seeing here, or the pink one, it's platform calls it magenta. That's my standard 8 moving average that I use. Okay, one that I run with my stochastic setup and that kind of thing. Then we've got the green, which is the 30 moving average. We've got the yellow, which is the 50, 50, and then we've got the red, which is the 100. It's the standard 3 moving average setup. Okay, so I've just got the indicator there, and then just my normal 8 moving average. Okay, at this point in time, the chart is actually kind of it's going down, but it's consolidating. Okay, um, you can see it basically because the lines are not moving in order. And therefore, we've got this being yellow. Okay, so we're waiting for the lines to get into the proper order. Then it'll start going bearish. Then we can start looking at taking trades on the 3 moving average setup. Okay, remember that's a 15-minute trade setup that runs basically from 9 till 5. Okay, so it's a full day trading setup. But it doesn't take a lot of time because you only need to check your charts every now and then, and you only get about anywhere from 3 up until 6 trades a week, I'd say, with that system. Um, then as well, let's have a look. We've got the stochastic being oversold. So we're looking at this turning up. I can't really see. It looks like we might have slight divergence. Uh, let's just get this set. That's the thing with make sure array is unticked. Remember that. Okay, that stops the trend lines running into infinity. That should do it. There we go. Okay, let's just change the color as well. Do, 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 do. Let's make those. There we go. A little bit bigger. Perfect. And so far, it looks like we might be having that happening. I want to check the 5 minute and see what's happening there. 5 minute. Yep. Okay, I got the confirmation with the previous channel, so I can actually enter now. Let's quickly get that set. We're looking at 103. Let me just do my calculation. Sure. Come. calculator. Okay, I'll explain now what's happening, but most of you should know at this point in time. Uh, 7 divided by 10 divided by 1 equals, okay. That is, new order is quickly going to be taken. It's not, hey, come now, not 0.55. Here we go. Okay, stops in place. And then it should be, yep, that's it. Okay, stochastic setup's taken. Let me explain to you what obviously happened. Uh, this is my normal stochastic entry that we've taken. Okay. Remember, I need both 5 and 15-minute stochastics to be either overbought or oversold. Both was oversold at this point. And then I have to wait for price to break the moving average, the 8 moving average. That's why I've got the 8 moving average there. That's my final confirmation for getting in. Got it. That's why I got in on that candle. Um, set the stop. Remember, most recent high or low within 7 candles, and then twice the distance up is basically going to be our target. Remember that with the whole entry thing being taken, you're going to notice basically that when you're taking your buy entries, your entries are always going to be shown slightly higher than when you actually got in. Okay, and that's why this looks like it's not actually double the distance, but it is, because this is including the spread. Remember the difference between the buy and the sells? It's the spread. And when we get in at the buy price. When we get out of the sell price, okay, which is a different price. The sell price is the one shown on the chart. That's why target and stops always get taken on a buy as soon as it touches it. But on a sell, you notice that your entry is exactly where you entered at. But now the stops and targets, okay, you're going to get taken out before you have your stop even touched, okay, by the distance of the spread. And you're only going to get the target, okay, once it passes the target by the spread. And that's on sells only, okay. A lot of people don't know that. A lot. It's actually shocking how many or how few people actually know that. You know, that's the big thing. You need to know those differences in order to be properly prepared for taking your trades and so forth. Okay, so that you can plan properly. That's why our backtesting product has been developed in such a way where it actually takes all of that into the equation, so you don't have to worry about that. You know, a lot of people tend to forget about those things, and trust me, they want to start throwing things around, that kind of thing, and start blaming, yeah, the brokers are kind of misleading us and so forth. It's the way it's supposed to happen, guys. That's how the markets run. So the more you know in terms of these things, the better you can prepare yourselves, okay, for making sure that you don't get caught in those traps. Okay. So yeah, what we're looking at obviously is today we're just trading our two normal systems as well. I am looking at busy putting another system together as well, because as some of you know probably, 3 moving average setup that I've tested on the Euro US dollar. That one with the back testing, that kind of thing, delivered beautiful results. Okay. So far this year though, it hasn't been flowing brilliantly. It's been making profits, but it hasn't been giving the type of growth that we're expecting. Okay. So far in a 5 or 6 month period, it's only delivered 20% overall. Now, for any type of investment, that's still freaking good, okay? Because if you're just going to double that and extend that same type of growth up to a year, you're looking at 40% growth in a year, okay? On one chart. What is going to give you 40% growth a year? Where are you going to go and put your money to get that? See what I'm saying? And that is a weak type of growth for the system, okay? Um, So some of my clients are obviously trying to use the system to trade full time, that kind of thing. But now, because of those results and so forth, it makes it slightly difficult if you haven't got a lot of money, right? Because some of the months are down, some of the months are up, and what happens is when you're down in certain months, where you're going to get the cash to survive off of, you have to take it out of your account. Okay? And this is why, especially if any of you are going to go live, right? What is very, very important is to make sure that you rather talk to me first and we plan on getting you ready to go live. Because the biggest thing is a lot of people tend to jump in, not talk to me, and the only time I hear from them is, I've lost all my money. Guys, I'm telling you now, if that happens, that's not my problem. I've warned you now. Okay, there's a lot of things you need to be made aware of before just jumping in live, and that's what I'm here for. Okay, I'm here to guide you guys in the proper direction. I'm here to make sure that you guys don't fall prey to the average mistakes that most traders make, especially when they start out. Okay, for me, it's to make sure that you guys will be able to trade comfortably, okay, when going live, and more important is to make sure that you don't get yourself pushed into unnecessary pressure, because this is the problem. If you're starting and you need to, let's say your system produces 20% per month and you're looking to pull 20,000 rand per month, you need 100,000 rand, okay, to make that 20,000 with that system's growth. So you can see we can only start working with these things once you've actually got your system finalized, and then we can start planning on how much money you need and what you're going to do and how you're going to go about it. Okay, we can't do anything until you've got a system. Okay, now when looking at what we've said, you're looking at a 100,000. Okay, problem is let's say you make your 20% growth. Okay, so you're making 20,000 profit. Now you're using that for your normal living expenses and so forth. Next month comes, how much have you got in your account? Still 100. Okay, so you make 20% again. All good, runs beautifully. Next month comes, how much have you got in your account? Still 100 because you're taking all the profits out. Okay, what are you going to do as soon as you get a loss of 10% for the month? You're down to 90. Where are you going to get that 20 that you need to live off of? Out of your account. So how much are you going to have? 70 left. Now let's say you make your 20% again in the next month. Remember, 20% is average. That's expected for that system. Okay. So let's say you make the 20 again. Let's even go and say you make 30. Okay. So what's 30% of 70? Right. That should be 21, I think. Right. Yeah. 1,000. Let's just check. Yeah. 21,000. Okay, not bad for out of my head. Okay, so 21,000, right? You're basically getting your 20,000. You made one extra. Okay, so you're sitting with 71 then. Now again, you only make it 20. How much is your 20 going to be? It's only going to be 14, just over 14. Okay, now where are you going to get that 6 that you still need? Pull that out of the account again. So what are you going to be left with then? Okay, from 71 down 6 gives you 65. So you see, your account now keeps going down. Okay, because you have to dig into it. Even though you're making the same growth, even though you're making more growth, this means you have to work even harder, okay, to get back to where you were. That only puts you in a very, very stressful situation. Okay, you're going to start being controlled by the emotions a lot more. You're going to start making silly mistakes, and trust me, once you start getting into that position, you can wipe your account in minutes. Okay, by doing stupid things. So be careful of that. I'd make sure that you guys put in the proper amount according to what you're looking for. Okay, and I will always warn you. this is the type of things that you need to watch out for. Or, I mean, I've got a lot of clients wanting to start at a particular amount and that kind of thing, but they're not aware of these things. And then I have to tell them, okay, no, 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 no. Okay, you're only going to get yourself into troubled water. Rather check at starting with X amount instead of Y amount. Okay, because it'll make it a lot more easier for you when you don't have those good cycles. You see, remember, this is why we do the back testing as well, because we need to see how those bad cycles come into play. How often do they come? Okay, um, how often do we have losing months in a row? How would it affect us? Okay, if we started with X amount. Okay, how would it affect us if we started with Y amount of money? And those are the ways we check it and analyze it. And remember, everybody's different from one another. We all have different types of goals, risk perimeters that we're looking at, and that's why for me, it's to make sure that everything fits with each individual. Okay, um, and you can feel comfortable with what you're running with. Okay, that's the major key for me. Okay, so okay, I've given you the warnings on that. um, Guys, it's just remember I've been through it myself. I know how much it can suck to have that happen. Okay, that's why the biggest thing is I never want that to ever happen to any of you. Okay, that's why I just make sure that I warn you guys and can show you and lead you in the right way. Okay. Right. Remember, guys, if there's any questions that pop up, this is a 3 hour session. I mean, we're going to wait for trades to come around and that kind of thing. So we can actually start talking about quite a lot of different things if you'd want to. Okay. At this point in time, we're seeing prices pulling down quite sharply. Okay. It's expected. Don't see any divergence set there, but we'll just have to leave this and see what happens. We've still got the 15-minute wanting to go up there. So, I mean, if it goes against us, it goes against us. Tough luck, and nothing else we can really do about that. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see exactly how that's gonna go. There was that slight divergence that we found on the 15, okay, and it actually confirmed on the let's see, it didn't confirm on the 5, but it did confirm on the 15. Okay, so there's nothing really on the 5, but there is slight divergence on the 15. I normally like the 15 to, don't alter that. Okay, I normally like the 15 to have the divergence because it gives me just that bit more comfort. I've got a longer stretch of momentum on the bigger time frame. Trades always get taken on the 5 minute. So yeah, we're just gonna need to wait and see what this is gonna do. That's a heavy push down, so probably gonna be taken out. We'll see. I mean, yeah, look how far that's going down, and this is just started making the cross. But again, this is the market, eh? Anything can happen. Okay, let's see. Okay, the other thing to remember as well. Oh, William, I'll send you the details of Quasi after the session. Okay. I just got quite a bit busy with the webinars, obviously, last night. And yeah, just for some of those of you who are new on this morning and that kind of thing, guys, just to let you know, last week I sat with new brokers, they're local brokers. They're actually here in Cape Town on our doorstep, and sat for hours with them. Okay, asking them questions, chatting with them, that kind of thing. And they're actually quite awesome. This is now going to be the main broker we're going to be using, purely for the fact that they've got the same vision as us in terms of how to operate with their clients and that kind of thing. Okay, they are extremely transparent as well. They hide nothing. They don't do any of those dodgy bonuses as well. Okay, like most other brokers, they actually run their accounts in rands as well. That's why you see here on the platform. Okay, this is a rand deposit. So there is a slight difference in working out our position size. Okay, we're going to get stopped out now. Come on, very close, very close. Ah, there we go. Okay, done. All right, so that's a loss there. We'll see if we can make it up. Okay, let's check the 15. That's still going to be a while before we're going to get all the lines in order. Okay, so we might get a MA setup happening. Just going to have to wait and see. Let's keep it on the 5 at this point in time. See if we maybe get another re-entry happening, because this tends to happen with the stochastic setup. Get taken up the first time, get the second signal. Okay, but right, basically quasi, right? Uh, when working out your volume on that, all you do is you take your 1%, you need to convert it to dollars. Okay, this is why I've got the dollar chart open here, Rand dollar, trading at 15.033. So I just divide it by that to turn it into dollars. So my 1% risk I would convert into dollars then, and then I just used my normal calculation. So it's my 1% divided by stop to entry. And that's it. Okay. Um, Nice thing as well is that your deposits and those type of things with them, type and segregated accounts with Standard Bank, so it doesn't leave the country. Um, they are going to offer dollar accounts as well, because I did ask them about that. Okay. I personally do like having the choice of, having the option to gain dollar accounts and that kind of thing. It's only because it kind of buffers you against the weak rand as well. All right. Um, and the more options you've got, the better actually. But the beautiful thing is they offer us the local CFDs as well. So if you're looking at trading the top 40 shares, in South Africa, they've got it. Okay. And their CFD contracts don't run on a monthly contract basis. Okay. They actually run continuously. That's the beautiful thing. So you're not going to get your trade stopped out, or closed out, without you really knowing about it. Okay, because that's what happens with most of the other brokers. That you'll notice they've got those dates next to most of their instruments. Okay, it's because it's contract based. Remember, contract based means that if you're not going to close your trade before the expiry of the contract, they're going to close it no matter where it is, whether it's in a profit or whether it's in a loss. Okay, then the new contract's going to open. It doesn't happen over here. Your trade keeps running. This all means, because it's not contract based, you're going to get a lot more history. Your history runs a lot further back. That is beautiful. Okay, because now with the updated history, you don't have to worry about where you're going to get data to do your back testing and so forth. Okay. Right, so at this point in time, let's go back to Euro US. There we go. I'm going to put this onto 1 hour. Let's quickly check here. Looks like we've got a level being tested here. Yeah. So if it goes below that, it can go even further. See, everything's quite low, and it looks like this level is offering some sort of support at this point in time. Looks like it is wanting to change here. It's been going slightly sideways. Only speculating now, only checking out what could be happening. Check here. Basically a wedge. Up. Or if you just look at that, you could look at it as a triangle, but it's basically up, consolidating. Now it just depends on which way it's going to go. But it could be running. Let's see, now it looks like it's wanting to go back up again. Okay. Let's see. 15, that's still forming. There we go. Okay. 5. 5 is still doing its thing. Yeah, it's basically testing this level. Oh, good to see you on, David. Okay. Alright guys, so we've obviously had one trade this morning so far. Got taken out like on the second candle. Happens. So we're just waiting and checking what will be happening. We're getting it trading kind of in a band at this point in time. Remember, we checked the 1 hour and we saw that this looks like it could be forming a wedge. We just need a way to see which way it's going to break. Is it going to break to the bottom of the level over here, or is it going to break to the top of the trend line over there? Okay. Also, let's see. We might get another divergence set up. It's too close to say though. Gonna have to give it time. Okay. Right, so I think let's for a fun little exercise. Why not? Let's see what happens. Just gonna pop that up as an extra. And let's. There we go. Okay, that's 1 hour. It's basically the pound Canadian dollar. Just gonna check back here. Let's actually set this. Let's cascade those. Camera. There we go. Okay. That's our trading chart. Okay. So over here. Okay, this one, let's put the order scroll off. Okay, let's see. I slightly zoom up. Nothing that I really can see on that one. Let's try the 4. Getting to quite some lows over there. Huh. Looks like it's got the cup and handle and dropped. Okay, now I'm just trying to check if I can spot any other formations and so forth in some of these. Yeah. Seeing as we're just waiting for this to produce something. But it looks like it's going to take a little while. Let's check the 15 and see what this is doing still. Almost done on that one. Finishing, confirming. We'll see if this generates a re-entry for us. But we could be getting it. Just a couple of seconds on that. Okay, so while waiting, Nothing really gonna happen now yet. It's going to be a little while before I really get any concrete signals. Okay, it's probably going to be about anywhere from 10 minutes up until half an hour. So we'll just need to check. But I want to find out if there anything specifically that you guys would like me to handle. You know? Anything you'd like me to quickly run through, or just clear up for you guys. Yeah, so it looks like you guys don't have any issues. Remember, any questions, just shout out, let me know. Otherwise, at this point in time, we're just waiting. Waiting for the signal. This is a big reason why I use the 8 moving average. See, it went up here. Now, if you figured this was another turning point to get up and get in for the buy, I always wait for that to be cleared. And in fact, let's check here. The current candle, if you had taken that entry and you had a stop set, it would have, it clearly would have taken you out. You know, you can see this is pushing lower. It's creating lower lows and lower highs. That's why we're seeing that this is bearish here. We're just gonna have to wait and see if there's gonna be a new divergence that could be coming up. There is a good possibility happening here. Check. That's down. That's up. Just gonna have to wait and see. Because that can still go down for quite a little while. And then it basically takes the divergence out of the equation. Okay. So that's why I'm just waiting to see what this is going to do. This is why this could take quite a couple of minutes. Even still getting it slightly on the 15. It could still go lower. Remember that's just going to cancel out the divergence. No trade entry option then. For all we know, this could be forming a proper flag as well. Check out. Uh, so we could get it coming down to here and then popping up. Don't really know until we see what it actually does. Remember, we can't predict. We can only check what could happen and better prepare for when it actually happens. So the key factor is we need a way to see if it actually happens, and then we take action. That's the key thing behind trading. Okay, if you're going to try and predict, it is going to slaughter you. So we can see it's pushed a lot lower. So we're looking at that now. It's still giving the option for, well, possible divergence. Let's see what it does after this. It looks like it is wanting to turn. Getting quite a bit level, but Okay, let's just see. Is there a possibility on the 15 still? It's kind of passed and played out. So let's just remove those. Gonna take a while before really knowing that. That's a bit close. But there's the possibility still. See how long it is gonna take. 15 hours still gonna be a little while before because remember we need to get the yellow below the red as well, moving average wise, before we can really take advantage of the 3 moving average setup. Otherwise, no real formations that I'm seeing. We are seeing widening of price. In other words, look here, it's coming down, going up, coming down, going up. All of a sudden it's widening, going down much longer, going up much higher than the previous, going down. Okay, so excuse me. That's what I'm saying. This is sort of widening. In other words, if I take it from here, check here. Okay, but now obviously this is going to be going through a lower angle even. Okay. Might even be able to just do this. Yeah, you can see it's from this point here, it's just widening. Boom, 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 boom. It's getting a lot more momentum running now. Let's get rid of that. Don't need that. All that. Yeah, looks like there still is a slight possibility. See that? 15. Hmm. So that should be one of my other entries that would be coming in. Okay, so that's going to be close. Okay, getting very close. Okay, let's get the calculator open. Okay, still got to be a small little while before we're going to get that confirmation. I need to close above the 8 moving average before I can really jump in and do anything. Okay. Um, sorry, just the mic here. Okay. So nothing we can do now until we get price going above that 8 moving average, that purple line. We've got the setup happening so far. First one didn't work out, it took us out literally on the very next candle. And now we've got another possible re-entry. Like I said, this tends to happen with the stochastic setup. Let's see, a 15 still looks alright. The only thing I'm not liking is how price is coming down here. This is still going up, and this is about almost a quarter of the way up. Means there could still be some momentum on for the downwards move. We did have a divergence setup happening for the down. Okay. Boom. Okay, beautiful movement there. Now that we're basically in the center of the band, it's a bit more iffy. But yeah, we'll just have to trade the signal that comes up. Okay, what's the 5 minutes saying now? About 25 seconds. Okay, so it's going to be another 5 minutes before we really know. The crosses happen at the bottom here on the stochastic. So we've got a confirmation of the divergence. What's happening now? Um, and we'll just have to wait and see if this is going to give the confirmation or not. 15, still got a little way to go. Okay, this might be the one. Still got 3.5 minutes and still a lot of time for that candle to do anything. Few seconds. 30 seconds, less than 30 now. Come on. It's looking to be better. Yep, okay. Let's get the entry. So, point. Okay, we are in. Done. Okay, target. 220. There we go. Okay, that's it. Let's see what it does. Okay, so really all we do now is wait. That's it. Okay, tonight's end of day session. Right, it's going to be a very interesting one as well. Okay. Let me actually just check and see what's going on this morning. Okay, that 15 minutes is looking better. Let's just check the 5, what's happening there. Slowly but surely pushing. And see if it can break that top. Swing. 15. Like I mentioned, with the end of day trading this evening, you're gonna notice there's gonna be some interesting scenarios that's gonna come up and that kind of thing. A couple of the stuff I just left specifically for tonight's session so that we can go through it and you guys can see exactly what we need to do, how we go about things, and so forth. Um, so yeah, tonight's gonna be a fun one. Oh, beautiful! Come on, keep pushing, keep pushing. Just go. There we go. Even more. That's it. Just keep running. There we go. Pull all the others in. As long as it keeps pushing up, I'm happy. Obviously, because that's where I'm wanting price to go to. So 2 trades so far, 1 closed out, okay, and a loss, hitting our stop. The second one we're currently in at. We're just waiting to see what this is going to do. We're basically, 1 hour into our session now. We've got 2 hours left. And it's just checking to see what this is gonna do. Let's just see what the 15 minute is doing now in terms of, okay, still gonna take a while before the 3 MA system comes into play. Okay, 2 minutes left on that candle. Keep pushing. Come on. 40 seconds left. Okay, good question, William. Good question. Yes, we are trading against the trend. Okay, that's purely for the fact that the moving or that the stochastic setup that I'm trading is actually an against the trend setup. Okay, this is why I have to have the divergence present in order to take the trades. If there isn't divergence and I've got both stochastics at the bottom and going up, there's no way I'm going to take it. I only take it if divergence is present. Okay, so it's almost like taking the turn of the trend as soon as it happens. That's kind of what the stochastic setup does. So this is why the stochastic setup is a very, very confusing system for a lot of people to trade because it is literally an against the trend system. Okay. So you'd find that your trades normally get entered into the start of the new trend with this type of system. Okay. Um, so that's why not a lot of people enjoy trading this system or can trade this system that well purely for the fact that it is very counterintuitive. But it still follows the exact same rules as I've been teaching you guys. Remember, I always say stick with the same direction. Well, even though this is against the trend, okay, if you're thinking about it, my direction is being indicated by the 15 minutes stochastic, which is, let's check the 15, it's up. See, it's going up, right? And then I just my 5 minutes in that same direction, also going up, but I have to have divergence. If there's no divergence, I stay away. Okay. So hopefully that clears it up a little bit more for you now. Okay. Um, yep, stochastic divergence, and yes, the 8 moving average cross. Okay. That 8 moving average cross just kind of makes it a little bit safer in terms of not jumping too early for the false moves or false signals. Okay. Um, so I mean, the 8 moving average has saved me quite a lot of times actually. Brilliant, brilliant little mechanism. It actually works wonders for a lot of my other clients as well. Some of my other clients who've popped together some strats and that kind of thing that they, are starting to trade live with. They've thrown, basically that 8 moving average in there, and that's just helped them to kind of eliminate some of those early entry false signals on their own systems. So I find it to be a very nice moving average actually. Yeah. By all means, you guys can look at using it, for yourselves as well. Um, this could even be a very, very nice scalping method. Yeah. You just need a good flow and that kind of thing. But okay, yeah. Hopefully that clears up. Just remember the stochastic setup that I trade, that is an against the trend setup. Remember, nothing says we can't do that. I'm still sticking with all the normal rules that I've been teaching you guys and so forth. It's just that this plays out to be an against the trend strat. Um, and that's the thing, it's as long as we stick with consistency. That's what I say, guys. I don't care how you go about it. If you make money, you make money. That's what it's about. It's about making money. You know, um, that's the big thing. So yeah, okay. Let's just hope this pushes further. Going good so far. Needs a bit more time, I think. And that still looks good as well. Okay, right, so it's pulling down again there. I should can't just push past that previous high. That's all I want. That's all I want. Can remember we are expecting a retracement and then normally the final push. You're gonna have to wait and see how this is gonna pan out. Five, four, three, two. There we go. Okay. What you gonna do? Looks like there's a quite a bit of uncertainty now. Oh, it's just setting up for the next flow downwards now. This is why the system can be tricky sometimes to trade. Um, I'll just see. It's a 15-minute showing. Okay, still alright. Okay, right, so don't know about you lot, but I'm just quickly gonna go and grab a nice cup of coffee. Yes, I'll probably see you guys in 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so I'll be back in 5. While we're waiting for that actually for the trade to happen. Luckily, stops is in place, targets in place. So what happens, happens. Yeah. I'm just gonna go and grab a quick cup of coffee. Okay, so it seems I've come back to the most unfortunate event. Got stopped out. Okay. See, that's the trick. That's the only dangers of running with the stochastic setup. Uh, you get the signals, and then, I mean, the worst case scenario tends to be I've at the point where you get two losing trades come up, and then a third one shows up, and that's the one that runs. But it's looking like we very close now. Very close now. I think in about 30 minutes, we're most likely going to see something come up in terms of, well, we're going to probably get the trend happening in terms of the three moving average setup for the downwards move. We'll just wait and see. I think it will be a bit safer to play the stochastic buy from the level around about here. Okay, so we'll just let this flow and we'll see if we can get anything coming up with a three moving average setup and then take advantage of that. Okay, so it's been a 2% downer for today. Oh, good, not the end of the world at all. That's how trading goes. Okay, some days are bad, some days are brilliant, some days are average. Still just a strong push down. You see, there's another divergence sitting, possibly coming up. I'd wait for it to be a little bit lower at this point in time. The only reason being is you can see the 15 down now. Okay. Um, and it looks like we are getting the trend change. Yeah. Okay, so give it a short little while. We might be getting an entry for the 15-minute three moving average setup. Okay. That's most likely either going to happen close to the end of this session or obviously later the afternoon. But that's definitely something I'm going to be checking out. Otherwise, stochastic wise, nothing really up at this point. So now we just wait. We wait. That's the thing. Okay, so let's see what the 5 minutes doing. Slight. Looks like it's a slight upwards push that it's wanting to make. We'll see.
Dirk, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Dirk, I've just got a question here. It might be a stupid one, but just that horizontal 3 MA trend bar, is that under indicators?
No. That is what that our developer designed for us. Okay.
Okay.
It just makes it a lot simpler to kind of gauge whether everything is running in the right direction and trend. Because sometimes when it gets like that, it's a bit difficult to spot whether it's committing to the rules or not. Um, if you want that, just send me an email and I'll email that one to you. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Perfect. Um, Other thing to know as well is that with using the 3MA technique and so forth, there are obviously certain rules that we need to follow. Okay. With those rules, it's pure and simple. Firstly, just to give you guys a quick rundown, the lines need to run in the same direction. Okay, so they need to point in the same direction, which they are doing here. Then they need to run in the same order of price as well. So from price, we start off with the smallest, which is 30. Then we get to the 50, and then the 100. So they have to run in order from price. And then basically, it's just to make sure that whenever price gets, we call the area between the 30 and the 50, the sweet spot area. Okay, so there it basically right in the sweet spot. So the signal over there would be a very good one to take for a sell. But that's in a 5 minute, you know. Um, and over there was a nice one as well. That's also a good one. But as soon as price moves and it's basically going past the 50, you see here everything's running quite nicely until we start seeing that price gets below the 50. Okay, so it's on the wrong side of 50. Over here it should be above 50, where here it gets below 50. If it's on the wrong side of 50 for more than 4 candles, then it cancels the trend. You've got to wait for all the original rules to match up again. Also, if you only get one candle piercing the 100 moving average, okay, you want to leave it and wait till all the rules match up again, okay, because when it runs for more than 4 candles above the 50, it tells you that the trend is basically starting to become weak and it's most likely going to change, or we're going to see consolidation. And when the 100 gets pierced as well, that's also a clear signal that the trend's duration is deemed to be stopped very soon. So we could have either consolidation or change in trend coming up. Okay. Um, I don't know if you've got those rules yet, David, but what I'll do is I'll just send you the rules and so forth on that as well. Just send me an email, remind me to send that through for you. Um, any of the others of you as well, like Tony and so forth. Bevan, I don't know if you've got it yet. I think, yeah, William, you have got it. Um, but yeah, basically, if any of you want the indicator, just pop me an email and I'll send it through for you guys. Okay. And I'll also just send you the extra learning material on using the 3MA method. Okay. Uh, Beautiful, beautiful system, because what it does is it shows us when it's trending bullish or bearish and when it's consolidating. So we only trade when it's trending. So we only buy when it's basically green, and we only sell when it's basically red. Okay. The rest we ignore. Check out spots consolidation. Beautiful. And then all of a sudden it shows you it starts trending again. Okay. So with the 15, obviously it started trending now, so now I'm only going to start looking for the sell signals coming up. Okay. Um, and then it's just waiting for the stochastic crosses to come up. That's it. So, very, very nice system to run with. Like I said, yeah, just pop me an email to remind me to send you the 3MA indicator, and I'll just send you guys the indicator with the extra notes on how to use it and interpret it. Okay. You can see price is very unsure of what it wants to do at this point. Like I said, at this point we're just gonna wait. There's nothing really coming up. 15 minute, even though I've got the divergence being set up on the 5 minute, I really can't do anything purely for the fact that the 15 is coming down. So I'll have to wait again. Um, Definitely looks like we've got divergence being set up on the 15 there for the bottoms. So I just might be getting a possible entry, but it's going to take a little while still. A little while. Probably have to wait for price to go up and come back down, and on the second run I'll be able to take it. You just have to wait. You will have a much better idea. Yeah, it's actually price is stagnating now. Could this be that little push up? Like I said, we're gonna have to wait though, before we get in. We want to see the 15-minute do its thing as well. Okay. Otherwise, it's not going to be worthwhile. So we're going to have to wait for the push up with the retracement coming, and after that, we're most likely going to get in. But then as well, we just need to check and see what's going to happen on the flip side. Like I said, we could have something coming up in terms of the three moving average setup. Okay, hopefully we'll probably see Divi again tonight. Hopefully I'll see the rest of you on tonight as well. Like I said, um, very helpful is trying to follow exactly how we go about in terms of trading the Ichimoku. Okay, if you guys can follow what I do in terms of that, with your demo cuts, that kind of thing, guys, it's going to be the quickest way you're going to be able to learn to trade the Ichimoku and actually have something to start trading with. Because the beauty with the Ichimoku is it doesn't need backtesting; it works. That's the thing; it works. You know, um, remember, think of that as an investment type of trading method. Okay, it's not going to be insanely big growth or anything like that, like you'd get with your intraday trading and so forth. But it's good growth. Okay, I mean, my chart's already running some nice profits in that sense. Even though the account is down, okay, by I think it's like $900. Um, since we started with the old system, I've dropped about $900 worth in account balance, but profits, floating profits at this point in time is sitting at almost $5,000. And they're still running. New trades have been taken, that kind of thing. So it's all about just managing these entries and new ones that come up and that kind of thing. I found a couple of other charts as well that look good, like the pound Australian dollar. There's a couple of new or extra ones that I want to start adding as well. The fact is, the more types of charts we get, the better type of, or the more entry opportunities we can acquire that way. Trick is wanting to find a system that kind of has got good trending flow on it. I mean, if you're going to try and trade a chart that moves sideways most of the time, you're only going to make it difficult for yourself. Okay, because remember, the Ichimoku is a trending indicator. But yeah, you can see the 5 minute chart. It's basically just going sideways now. It's been doing that for like almost half an hour now. Insane. Now, as I'm saying, it looks like it's wanting to push up. Oh my word. Let's see. Remember, that's a signal I'm definitely not going to take. Purely for the fact that the 15 is still going down now. I'm going to wait for it to want to cross. So what I'm going to wait for, obviously, is I'm waiting for a little move up and then the next push down. And from there, just have to see if that still fits the profile then. Okay, it was a little surge up and slowly pushing back down again. Remember, that's kind of what we're looking and waiting for. So we just have to wait and see how this is going to transpire before we really do anything. Still just faffing sideways. But like I said, we're waiting for the upward shove here and then the pull down. And for the 15 to just make that little turn there. We've got the divergence so far on the 15, which is awesome. Just gonna wait for 5 to set up a lot more beautiful. And then we'll look at getting in. And then a bit later we might even get the entry for the cross on the stochastic, but it's going to be the 3MA trend indicator entry then. Okay, good to see you back, William. So at this point, we're just waiting. Just waiting. Okay, that 15 starting to get there. Still just faffing on the 5 minute. Gonna have to wait for the drop coming now. Okay, still sideways faffing. Okay. We're already 2 hours 20 minutes into the session. Okay. At this point in time, nothing really else. Like I said, I'm waiting for the drop on the 5 to set up for the 15-minute. So far, let's see. Divergence is still there. Just have to wait, but we're gonna get a drop that might cancel the divergence on that. So we'll just wait to see. Okay, now it's pushing up even further. We'll see. Just keep an eye. Okay, price not really doing anything at this point in time. Starting to get there. 5 minute, like I said, we just want that drop happening. Check. It's still bearish on the 50 now, which is cool. We might get that pull up, and then it's probably going to be later this afternoon that I'm going to get an entry for the 3 moving average system. And just need to wait on that. Okay, still pushing up. Could it be bouncing off the level there? 15 and 15 is making the cross. Is the 5 minute going to make that retracement and then give us that entry we're looking for? We'll have to see. We've got about 30 minutes left. Nothing much else happening at this point. Okay, seeing as we're still waiting for the retracement to happen. Okay. What I yeah, still gonna be a little while. Oh, now finally it's pushing up. Okay. But anyway, seeing as we're waiting for that retracement to happen still, I'm just gonna top up on a quick cup of coffee. So I'll see you guys in 5. Um, almost at the end of the session now. Like I said, we're just waiting. You can see, this is basically it. It's waiting markets out to deliver the proper positions. Okay. Sometimes it goes our way. Sometimes it doesn't. It's just playing around with it in that sense, and then making sure that you take the entries that do come up. That's the important thing about backtesting. We're gonna have the bad days. We're gonna have the good days. It's just taking advantage of every single situation that comes up. That's why we backtest it the same way. We don't really have to worry about what's coming up and that kind of thing. We just trade it the way it comes. But yeah, like I said, I'm waiting for that retracement to have the setup happening. And then we'll see from there. Okay. Alright guys, I'll be back in 5. Okay, the stochastic is starting to pull down now slightly, but it looks like price is wanting to shift up, and it could be because of the 15-minute having its flow here. We'll just wait for a more appropriate entry point, and from there we'll look at, maybe getting an entry. Otherwise, we definitely could be looking at getting the 15-minute signal for the 3 MA setup very, very soon. But it's not going to happen within our session. That's going to happen outside of our session. Um, but remember, the 3 moving average setup gets traded basically from 9 till 5. So we'll see what that does. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how this plays out. Just got to give it time. That's the thing. We've got to wait for the most appropriate entries. It's all about what the market delivers. And okay, so this could either go down, go sideways. We'll just have to wait and see how it gets the stochastic to flow now. See, it's wanting to make the upwards turn now because of what that candle did there, and this one's pushing up as well. So we'll just see. Keep an eye on it. But I mean, that was like just stagnation happening at that point. There's nothing we can do in a period like that. I mean, if the market isn't moving, you can't make money. So we'll just wait and see exactly what that's going to do. And from there, we'd have a much better idea of how we're going to tackle it. Okay, so just to check, of those who are still on, seeing as we've only got about roughly 8 minutes left of the session, I don't think anything else is really going to happen at this point. Within the session. So yeah, I don't think the 5 minute stochastic entry is going to happen. Just want to find out from you guys if there's any questions that any of you've got at this point in time, in terms of trading and so forth. Any type of question. If you want to, by all means, this is the time to shout out and let me know, and we can just quickly handle that. Otherwise, we'll definitely be finishing in about, it's about 6 minutes left now. As you can see, it's just a waiting game, guys. That's what it is. Okay, all good, William. All good. Bevan, Tony, anything from your side? You guys are right. Okay, great stuff, Bevan. Bevan, just to check if you already started playing around with the pro version of the backtesting product. Okay, good stuff, man. Good stuff. You can see that one is extremely fast with the tweaking process, eh? Um, love it. It's makes my life so much more simple as well. I'm sure it's going to do the exact same for you guys as well. Um, so it just means you can churn out strategies, one after the other. Okay, great stuff, William. All good. See you then later this evening. Okay, looks like it's finally pushing down now. So, but like I said, we're not going to get anything anytime now. In other words, we're not going to get the signal coming up in our session, so it really won't be traded. Um, and 15 wise, yeah, I'm just going to be waiting, obviously, for that to start giving me the signal for the downward push. And I'll be trading the three moving average setup. We've got the berry cycle going. You can see all lines are pointing down. They're running in the right order now, which is the 30 first, then the 50, and then the 100. Okay. So this will pull up more or less to the sweet spot area. That's where we're expecting it to get, and we should get the turn down. So when we get the stochastic signal, we're going to jump in for it. Okay, right. Otherwise, yeah, there's about just 2.5 minutes left for the session's end. One minute left. Yeah, like I said, there's not going to be anything that's going to happen now within the session, so they're definitely going to, finish up now. Um, and that's basically it then, guys. Otherwise, seeing as there's no other questions or that kind of thing, I'll then definitely see the rest of you guys then for the end of day trading session happening this evening. Okay, remember it starts at 7. Okay, we'll just be running through our normal Ichimoku setup, and yeah, there's some interesting things happening over there. But otherwise, yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, thanks for joining me this morning. Like I said, today now unfortunately was kind of not a brilliant day. Had two losers. In other words, we lost 2%, okay, of the total. And hopefully tomorrow is a better day. But we'll see. Obviously, I'm going to be running with the 3 moving average setup still until around about 5. So hopefully that makes up for what has happened with the stochastic setup. I only need one winner with the 3MA, and we're back in profits again. Because remember, I've got a 1% risk on that, but a 3% target on it. Okay. So that'll push us into profits again. So then the day actually ended off being quite a right day. But we'll see when it comes up. Otherwise, guys, thanks for joining, and I'll see most of you then later this evening. Okay. Cheers, gents.